Hey, Rantanen, you just ran into a wall, man. More like Jake Walman, to be specific.
Good one.
And now for...
How's it going, guys? What is up? Welcome back to another episode right here on Above Average. I'm YouTube Trev. Thanks for clicking on this video, and I really appreciate it. We're going to be talking about the Oilers trade deadline as a whole. We're going to be looking at Jake Walman and the trade that they made, the pieces that they were able to, give away to get a player like this. What does this mean for the team? Is he the right guy? Everything. I'm going to be looking at everything, okay? So drop a comment down below as I interact with every single one, and leave a like. It's the best way to show your support. It really helps get my videos out there, so I'd really appreciate that. And without further ado, let's get right into this video. Okay, so yeah, right off the hop, the Edmonton Oilers acquired Jake Walman, defenseman of the San Jose Sharks. He's a left shot, and he is a -1. He is a -1 on a San Jose team that is like -70. So I quickly want to talk about this because some people are like, oh, the plus minus, it doesn't really mean anything. And although I agree to an extent, I don't think it's a coincidence that a player of his caliber is playing on a team that is -70. Clearly he's doing something good. Clearly, you have to be, and that's where I think there's some legitimacy to the plus minus. If you have a player that stands out like a sore thumb, like this stands out. This stands out. There are times when you have a player that just happens to be on a really good line and he's like a plus 30, but is he really moving the needle? Is he really contributing to that line? No, but this is like, it's obvious he's doing something right. So that's really impressive that he's able to do that. I'm just going to get that out of the way. So what has he done for the San Jose Sharks this season? In 50 games played, 32 points, 6 goals, and 26 assists rather. Yeah, he's on pace for a career year. Actually, he's already had a career year. In Detroit last year, he was able to get 21 points, and he made his Oilers debut last night. He got this assist. Watch this. This is beautiful.
Goal was big. His second goal in 9 games. Walman, home run. Hyman's got a breakaway. Backhander score! What a pass from Walman. Finished by Hyman.
Yeah, I mean, no one's given much love to Zach Hyman, but like that, I find that so satisfying. He timed that slap down so perfect. It's like, it's going to go by him. Boom, he knocks it down, gets it in, and it was awesome. It was a really, really good goal. So he's a puck-moving defenseman. He's also physical. He shoots left. He can play on both sides. This is exactly what the Oilers were looking for. And it really made it apparent yesterday, and I guess the last 2 games, just how soft of a team the Edmonton Oilers are. Insert Max Jones, who comes in, he plays the last game, and man, his one shift there was he was more obvious in that shift. He did something, he stood out more than Janmark, Henrique, Connor Brown, freaking Kasperi Kapanen, Jeff Skinner, Victor Arvidsson all season long, like combined together. I swear, if you know the shift I'm talking about, you know, because he just looked so good. I mean, and he was physical. He was very physical, and that was obvious yesterday as well. Both Max Jones and Jake Walman, extremely physical. Like that hit on Mikko Rantanen, people were saying that's probably the best open ice hit the Oilers have had all year, and that was Jake Walman's first game. Like, that's crazy. The fact that a guy comes in here, his first game, delivers the best hit of the season, if you're an Oilers fan, for sure. Like, no Oiler has been able to do that all season long. And so I know there's this argument going around all season, this Oilers team was so soft, and I never really was buying into it because push come to shove, when playoffs do come around, the Oilers can bring it up. You see it with McDavid, who led all forwards in hitting last year. I'm pretty sure he did, and then there was Evander Kane. But you got Zach Hyman, who plays a lot more physical in the playoffs. It's just the nature of the beast. Playoff hockey is a lot more physical. So the Oilers can play that physical hockey, but I didn't realize how soft they were until these guys come in and they start laying the boom. Because, I mean, and who knows, is that what the Oilers need? It sure looks like it. It really, really does look like it. So, all of a sudden, you enter in Trent Frederick, you enter in Vander Kane, and this team is significantly more physical. Like, it's not even close. So, I like it. The more and more I like it, the more and more I think about it, this is really, really good. And if you have time, I'll put a link in the description, but check out Jake Walman, some of his plays that he's been able to accumulate over the last 2 seasons. He is sneaky good. Like, his offensive awareness and him on the blue line, like, he can do some things I don't think a lot of people are aware about, and that's one thing to look for. I know there was one play yesterday. he made like a slick, it was so slick, and it was just like, Jake Walman can do this? He had that in his bag? Like, I had no idea, because I had no idea. I honestly didn't. But the more and more I start looking into the player, the stats, the videos, I'm like, holy shit, the Oilers actually do have a player here. Like, he is a stud. I love that they didn't have to give up much to get him, like essentially nothing. And they got term. They got him for this season. They got him for one more year. And who knows? Who knows what he can bring to this Oilers team? Like, I really think he's just scratching the surface right now. He is just scratching the surface. So who knows what he can do? But I'm really optimistic. And I know I say that a lot. But I mean, the proof's in the pudding. Like, watch if you're a hockey fan, if you've got an eye for the game of hockey and just noticing, good plays. I mean, he stood out like a sore thumb last night. It wasn't even close. It was his first game. In his first game last night, Jake Walman had 24 minutes and 40 seconds on ice, 3 block shots. He was a +3 and he had 1 assist. So already diving into the plus minus. I mean, he was a +3 last night. So you got to like it. I know McDavid has had a lot of good things to say about him when he said this.
Yeah, exciting. It's excited. Whoa. I'm excited. There we go.
He's excited. I's excited. Whoa, yeah, he's excited. I think that's kind of what he was getting at there, obviously. So it was funny to see that. And yeah, I mean, what are your thoughts? Drop a comment down below. I read every single one. I interact with every single one, reply to every single one. So drop a comment down below. I'm super curious to hear what you guys have to say. Was this the missing piece? Is this gonna bring the Oilers to the very top to hoist Lord Stanley? I don't know. I like to think it definitely helps, and I'll say that they're a better team today than they were last week, and you can just tell. And I said this in a video. I'm on air. I work for Edmonton Sports Talk, which is a radio station here in Edmonton, Alberta, and I've said this team does really good things when change happens, and whether they like it or not, whether if it's a coaching change, whether they go out and make a splash at the trade deadline, they bring in a new body, and Matthias Ekholm, you looked what he did for the Oilers a few years ago. Will this have that same impact? I don't know, but you could tell that they had something to play for last game, more than they had since before the Four Nations face-off break. So I'll leave it at that. And I know I said at the top of this video the pros and cons for trading for Jake Walman, and it's all pros. I've got no cons for this. I don't know why you would have any cons. So it is all pros. He's good defensively. He's physical. He's good offensively. He said yesterday, best defense is when it's spent in the O-zone. I love that, and he's not wrong there. He brings a little bit of swagger to this Oilers team that they desperately need. He's got some freaking sellies, which is nice. It's nice to see some sellies, because you got Leon Draisaitl who scores a goal and it looks like it's nothing, and some people think that's badass. I don't mind that, but him doing the gritty, like, that's okay. And I will say, first time I saw him do that, I'm like, who's this loser? And it's funny how the world works. Now he's on the Oilers. I'm like, he hits the gritty. I love it. He's amazing. Can you believe it? He hit the gritty. He's unbelievable. So yeah, I'm really excited. I'm so much more looking forward to watching. Like, I think this will be peak Oilers this season. They're going to go on a run, and here on out, they'll be, I honestly think the Oilers' best hockey is right now, and I can't wait for their next game, which will be soon. So, I'm super curious. Drop a comment down below, guys. Like I said, I'm very curious to hear what you have to say. This is awesome. I'm so pumped. Let's freaking go. And here's hoping. The missing piece, Jake Walman, enter in Max Jones. Like, those are 4 physical players that the Oilers so desperately need. They got them, and they're not just physical. Max Jones, I didn't even talk about him a heck of a whole lot, but I'm extremely excited to see what he brings to the table as well. And I just want to say this to everyone saying, oh, but the Stars got Mikko Rantanen, Brock Nelson, he headed to Colorado. The freaking Florida Panthers got Brad Marchand and Seth Jones. Hear me out here, and I think this is very interesting, and it should be brought to your attention. Here are the deadline day acquisitions by the last 5 Stanley Cup champions. Last year, the Florida Panthers acquired Kyle Okposo and Magnus Hellberg. Like, nothing crazy there. The Vegas Golden Knights in 2023 didn't do anything. In 2022, the Avalanche acquired Arturi Lehkonen and Andrew Cogliano. In 2021, Frederick Claesson, I don't even know if I'm saying that right. In 2020, Barclay Goodrow. So I just wanted to bring that to your guys' attention. I know there's a lot of big fish out there. Mikko Rantanen, he makes a Stars debut, which I'll say he looks way better. He looked way better in that one game with the Stars than he ever did in any game with the Canes. So you can tell that's going to be amazing for them. It's not all about getting the biggest fish out there. It's about getting, you know, the fish that complement your pool, your school of fish, you know, if you will. So it's not all about that. That's kind of what I'm getting at, and I think that's an interesting stat. Now, I'm not saying it's impossible for, you know, the Dallas Stars to win the cup this year, because they're an absolute wagon of a team. I'm just saying, if you're an Oilers fan looking at this negatively, like they didn't get you know, a Matheson, they didn't get you know, a big player, if you will, that doesn't always lead to success. Okay, so that's what I'm getting at there. But take her easy, guys. Don't be average when you can be above average. I'll see you in the next one. Peace.